Hi, good evening. Welcome to this special session of sharing our thoughts on the interim budget that we saw being presented in the Parliament today. In a week that was crowded with lots of events and economic data from various economies globally, we had our own important event presentation of interim budget by the government. Interim budget because it's election year and they cannot present a full-fledged budget, which will have to wait for the new government to be elected and assume office. Then the interim proposals obviously cannot have big proposals or big changes to the Finance Act. Now, they have achieved an impressive 5.8% on the fiscal deficit for the year 23-24, and more than that, for the fiscal year FY25, they are aiming to achieve a 5.1% deficit as against the 5.8% that is being achieved for this year. And the market's expectation, rather the economist expectations, had been just for 5.3%, and this is a big ambitious path that the government has drawn up. But I don't see the reason why this cannot be achieved, considering our strong growth and also tax buoyancy. So what this also means is that the government's borrowing program also will be much less, and they will be like borrowing less than 14.5 lakh crores as against the 15 odd lakh crores that they borrowed in the last fiscal. Now, my take is that this is a very, very good macro development or the macro achievement by the government. What it does is that it will crowd in the private investors, because the government is going to borrow much less. And then even this is an environment globally where interest rates are falling. So meeting the borrowing target will not be a challenge for the government. At the same time, if we are able to achieve this fiscal target of FY25, we might well be in for a rating upgrade. In fact, the achievement of 5.8% for FY24 itself merits a relook at the rating of India's economy. So these are very good positives. Definitely a positive for the bond market, and also medium-term positive for the rupee as well, because this puts the very positive vibe among the global investors, and we should have a steady inflow into FDIs as well as the bond market, which have anyway been opened up through inclusion of our bonds in the global EM bond index. Now, of course, the government had certain socio-economic proposals wherein they have tried to provide a scheme for giving affordable housing to deserving people who are currently living in Charles or colonies or unauthorized colonies. And they also propose to build 20 million houses in addition to 30 million houses that they have built. And these are proposals that no one can grudge, because what we need is an inclusive economic growth, and definitely a welcome thing for an economy like ours, where we have a diverse population of economic strata. On the development side, government has taken some initiatives providing for deep technology research in the defense side. They have also been proposing to set up, a scheme to provide long-term interest-free loans to states to, develop some of the tourist centers in the respective states and encourage tourism. That's another good initiative. And they're actually providing a 1 lakh crore corpus that will actually be long-term financing with low interest rate or nil interest rate as well. And this long-term financing will be used for encouraging private sector to take up research and innovations. These are significant innovations. They are now providing 11.11 lakh crores for fresh investment into infra, which is an increase of 17% over the last year's investment. And in fact, we have had very good results and performance in this initiative. It not only adds to the development through faster and easier mobility, but also creates huge amount of employment, which is very crucial for a country with such a large population. So it's a very welcome proposal to add to the investments into these areas. Now we of course the biggest surprise would have been the taxation side, where the finance minister has not changed rates on any of the direct or indirect taxes. Obviously, any proposal to which would be seen as favoring any particular section would have had political criticisms, and that they have avoided. I don't think anybody is grudging it, because people know that it's an interim budget. Government cannot take too many initiatives. Of course, as we move closer to the elections, there can be some initiatives that the government can announce where it is necessary and expedient. So overall, I think the proposals are very good, even considering that it is only vote on account. And I see it as a very positive budget by the government. Good for India's macro picture, for inflows, as well as medium-term positive for the rupee, of course. Yeah, thank you.